Welcome to the ASTRALX Deep Dive, illuminating your path. I'm Lunaria Celine, your intuitive guide.
And I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist. We bridge celestial wisdom,
Unlock your modern path.
discover guiding starlight insights.
Explore powerful cosmic energies.
How do planetary transits shape your story today?
Today, we're taking a really focused look, a deep dive into a specific cosmic blueprint.
That's right. This comes from one of our listeners. It's for Sagittarius Sun men with Leo rising. They share some incredible source material.
Exactly. And our mission really is to pull out the absolute core insights, the, actionable stuff from this material for you.
Yeah, think of it as getting the essence, the vital so what. To this archetype, the source calls the Solar Centaur, specifically looking at 2025.
Okay, so what are those defining energies, the potentials, the invitations that 2025 holds according to this source?
Well, first let's unpack that name the source gives you, the Solar Centaur. It's quite evocative.
It really is. What's the blend there? Sagittarius Sun, Leo rising.
The source actually defines it as an Apollo-Chiron blend.
Yeah.
Apollo, the sun god, radiant, the ruler, that's the Leo rising, your presence, the sun-crowned king, as the source puts it.
Okay, Apollo and Chiron.
Chiron, the wise centaur, the teacher, the healer, the one who travels between worlds. That's your Sagittarius Sun energy, the cosmic steed you ride.
So it's this mix of regal presence, that natural Leo sovereignty, but combined with the Sagittarian drive, that expansive, truth-seeking, philosophical thing.
Exactly. The source calls it the essence of the sovereign explorer, merging regal radiance with divine wanderlust.
I like that, sovereign explorer.
Yeah. And it adds this detail. The Leo roar commands attention, while the Sagittarius arrows chart constellations of truth. So it's not just being seen, it's using that visibility to seek and share something deeper.
Okay, that makes sense. That blend is the core dynamic we need to understand for this deep dive.
Right. And the source jumps straight into 2025, framing it through something it calls quantum astrology.
Quantum astrology, okay.
It's about navigating these cosmic forces in a, well, perhaps deeper, more fundamental way. The source calls 2025 a philosophical supernova for you.
A supernova. Wow, that sounds explosive, transformative.
It implies a massive reshaping of worldview, yeah. A year where fundamental beliefs get intensely challenged.
So how does that happen? What are the key transits, according to the source?
Okay, it highlights several big ones. First, Pluto in Aquarius.
Yeah.
For your specific chart, that's hitting your 9th house.
Right. And the description for that is intense. Collapsing belief systems into quantum ash.
Yeah, let's break that down a bit. The 9th house, that's higher learning, philosophy, your big beliefs, how you see the world, even long-distance travel or publishing. It's about meaning.
Okay.
And Pluto is transformation, deep transformation, death and rebirth. So Pluto, moving through there, suggests the very foundations of what you believe are up for radical review, demolition even.
So quantum ash means it's not just changing your mind. It's like the old framework just dissolves fundamentally.
That's a good way to put it. Disintegrating at a core level, making space for something totally new, potentially unsettling, but maybe also liberating.
Definitely sounds challenging. Okay, what's next? Your Sagittarius Sun is in the 5th house. The source says this is igniting creative truth-seeking.
Right. So your core self, your sun sign identity, finds its main expression through the 5th house themes: creativity, self-expression, joy, romance, passion projects, play even.
So your Sagittarian quest for truth and meaning naturally comes out creatively.
Exactly. You find joy and express who you are by seeking truth, exploring ideas, maybe teaching or sharing knowledge, but in a way that feels creative, passionate, expansive. And igniting suggests 2025 really fuels this part of you.
Okay. Then there's Saturn. It's in Pisces, in your 10th house. The source calls this spiritualizing career authority.
Okay, Saturn in the 10th is classic for building career structure, achieving recognition, thinking about legacy, your public role. It demands discipline, mastery.
But in Pisces, that's different, isn't it?
Very different. Pisces is about spirituality, intuition, compassion, dissolving boundaries. So building authority here isn't just about, like, climbing the corporate ladder or typical success metrics.
It's more about bringing soul into work.
Precisely. Integrating spiritual values, maybe empathy, intuition, a sense of higher purpose into your professional identity. Your authority might come from wisdom or service or leading with that Piscean intuition rather than just brute force or ambition.
That adds a really interesting layer to leadership,
Right.
okay? And Jupiter, planet of expansion.
Right. Jupiter moves into Gemini starting May 24th, entering your 11th house. The source describes this as amplifying revolutionary networks.
11th house. That's groups, friends, communities, right? Hopes and dreams.
Exactly. So Jupiter here means big expansion, big opportunities coming through your connections, your networks. And revolutionary networks suggest these aren't just, casual contacts.
More like groups focused on change, forward-thinking stuff.
That's the idea. Groups pushing boundaries, collective goals, maybe unconventional approaches. Your influence and opportunities get a major boost through engaging with these kinds of tribes.
Got it. And finally, Mars. It's in Leo from July 20th to September 4th, hitting your first house. The source says this supercharges your first house presence.
Yeah, this one's pretty direct. The first house is you, your identity, your physical body, how you show up, your vitality. Mars is pure energy, action, drive, assertion.
Especially for a Leo rising.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Mars transiting your first house, particularly in Leo, is like turning up the volume on your personal energy, your confidence, your assertiveness. You'll likely feel a strong urge to be seen, to take initiative. It's a period of amplified personal power.
Okay, so those are the big players. Now, the source takes all this and talks about a relativistic thrust. What does that mean? How do these energies work together?
It's a dynamic image, isn't it? Relativistic thrust.
Yeah.
It suggests powerful forward movement, but where everything's interconnected and affecting everything else, like in physics. The source breaks it down. Jupiter, in the 11th, accelerates your collective vision. Your networks are like booster rockets. Your Sag Sun in the 5th generates photon propulsion through creative expression. So your joy, your truth-seeking, that is the engine.
And Saturn. It sounded more like a break before.
But the source calls it a karmic crucible. A crucible refines things with intense heat, right? So Saturn here isn't just a break, it's intensely testing and purifying your ambitions, your authority.
So it's dissolving, what, the ego part?
Exactly. Dissolving ego-driven success into something more like a soul-aligned legacy. So it is part of the thrust, but it demands authenticity. It ensures the forward motion is meaningful, not just fast.
That's a really complex, powerful dynamic. And there's also a Leo solar eclipse mentioned, August 20th, described as a cosmic coliseum.
Yeah, an eclipse in your first house is always a big deal, a reset for your identity, how you present yourself. In Leo, the sign of creativity, leadership, the heart, it's incredibly potent for you.
So the cosmic coliseum, a moment of being really seen, tested maybe.
That's the feeling. Intense visibility. Your creative power, your unique radiance, your Leo rising fire is thrust into the spotlight. It signifies major new beginnings around self-expression, leadership. And the source adds your creative fire is both ground and torch. Meaning, it's not just for your own glory or status, the crown, but it also serves to light the way for others, the torch. Leadership that illuminates.
Wow. Okay, this source really goes deep. It even talks about how these energies might feel physically.
Yeah.
Somatic astrology, it calls it. The body as a royal compass.
Right. The idea is that your physical body holds this wisdom and reacts to these energies. Paying attention to those signals can actually guide you.
So for the Leo rising part, it mentions sensations like solar plexus pulsations when you're center stage.
Yeah, that's your power center, right?
Yeah.
Reacting to being seen, being in your element.
And interestingly, shoulder blade heat when ignored.
That suggests tension, maybe. Contraction in the back body when that natural Leo need for recognition or outward expression feels blocked or unseen.
And there's a prompt for Leo rising. Stand in sunlight, roar vowel sounds while massaging the heart.
A very direct way to engage that energy. Opening the heart, connecting physically with that radiant Leo presence.
Okay. What about the Sagittarius Sun in the 5th? How does that feel?
Expansive warmth in the thighs during breakthroughs, like when you hit on a big idea or truth.
Thighs. Why thighs?
Sagittarius rules the hips and thighs, often associated with movement, exploration, grounding your big ideas. So that warmth signifies forward momentum, expansion.
Makes sense. And the opposite. Restless feet when freedom feels throttled.
Yeah, that classic Sag need for freedom, intellectual or physical. When it's constrained, the body literally feels it, wants to move, to escape.
The prompt for Sag Sun, Archer lunges, whispering, "My joy is my true north."
Embodying that Archer focus, aligning your physical stance with your inner direction, finder your joy, your truth.
And finally, the Pluto in the 9th. The belief dissolver. That sounds like it would have strong physical effects.
The source suggests it does. Skull pressure during paradigm death. That intense mental processing of dismantling old beliefs.
Oof, I can almost feel that. And sacrum tremors when truths demand embodiment.
Yeah, the sacrum, base of the spine. Suggests these new truths aren't just ideas, they shake your foundation. They demand to be lived, embodied right down to your core.
And the prompt is wild. Drum on the sternum during thunderstorms chanting, "I birth new cosmologies."
It's potent, using the storm's energy, the rhythm connecting heart and voice to actively participate in that Plutonian process of bringing totally new ways of seeing the world into being. Very shamanic, like you said. The source doesn't stop at the personal either. It connects this Solar Centaur archetype to history and culture.
Right, the historical synchronicity point. It brings up Winston Churchill.
Yeah, citing his Sagittarian oratory, that philosophical conviction, the big vision, combined with his very leonine authority and presence.
I can see that blend. How does the source relate that to 2025 for you?
It argues that 2025 demands a similar integration. Take your adventurous vision from the 5th house, your deep philosophical shifts from Pluto in the 9th, crown them with your Leo rising authority, especially boosted by Mars in the 1st, and then, crucially, forge it all into a lasting legacy guided by Saturn in the 10th.
Use your unique blend to build something meaningful. Got it. And the cultural resonance? Thor meets Indiana Jones.
Yeah, think divine authority, that radiant power, Thor Leo, meets the adventurous, scholarly, truth-seeking quest, Indy Sag.
Okay, I see the archetypes. And cinematically, Gladiator meets the Da Vinci Code.
Regal presence and fighting spirit meets the quest to decode hidden truths. It fits.
And the music. Queen's Don't Stop Me Now.
Perfect, right. Unapologetic, joyful, radiant energy on the move. That feeling of unstoppable confidence mixed with adventurous exploration. That's the vibe when this archetype is really flown. Okay, so the source then offers some really practical ways to engage with all this. Interactive elements.
Good, because this is a lot to process. First, pause and reflect questions. Timed around the Leo-Sagittarius cusp, December 12th.
Yeah, good timing for integrating these energies. The questions are, what belief, linking to Pluto 9H, dims my inner sun?
Ooh, connecting the belief dismantling directly to your Leo radiance. What's blocking the light?
Exactly. And the second is, what creative risk, linking to Sag 5H, would crown my sovereignty?
Connecting that playful, truth-seeking creativity to embodying your full Leo authority. What bold move makes you feel like the king you are?
They're designed for deep self-inquiry, really getting you to apply the astrology personally.
Then there's a full ritual. Ritual blueprint, coronation of the open road, suggested for that intense Mars and Leo period, July 20th to September 4th.
Right, during waxing moons for building energy. It uses specific tools. A gold candle for Leo radiance, a world map for the Sag quest.
A lion figurine for sovereignty, and an arrowhead for the Sagittarian aim and direction.
Yeah, the action involves lighting the candle, placing the lion on your birthplace on the map, grounding your sovereignty, then drawing your soul journey path with the arrowhead.
And chanting, "My radiance illuminates my quest."
Right, aligning the energies. And then safely burning the map edges, releasing limits on your journey. It's about consciously merging that inner Leo power with your outer Sagittarian direction.
Very symbolic. And there's also a physical practice, the Solar Centaur stance.
Simple but powerful. Stand in an archer's lunge, right leg forward, then a specific breath pattern.
Inhale 4-6, drawing sunlight to the crown, feeling that Leo sovereignty.
Hold 4-6, aiming energy along the extended left arm, directing the Sagittarian vision.
Exhale 8-6, releasing a truth arrow through the fingertips, sending your intention out.
Followed by the affirmation, I reign through exploration. It's a quick way to physically embody and integrate the whole archetype.
Looking further out, the source maps out possible paths, calling them future forecasting, 3 crowned quests. Not predictions, right? More like potential outcomes.
Exactly. Potential trajectories based on how you navigate these 2025 energies. Choices matter.
Okay, path 1, the Philosopher King. The catalyst is really embracing those intense Pluto-Saturn transformations.
Right. This path leads to launching something called sovereign expeditions. The source imagines things like leadership training blended with actual global quests. It's about consciously alchemizing your adventures into a real legacy.
And the source sees specific astrological alignments supporting this.
Yeah, it suggests Pluto's 9th house work could birth something really innovative like adventure kingship programs, maybe even university accredited. Jupiter in the 11th brings in the global community, the network. And Saturn in the 10th gives it structure, makes it sustainable, impactful. This is the path of building lasting wisdom.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Path 2 is the warning, the performative archer.
The catalyst here is prioritizing image, the appearance of things, over substance.
And the manifestation, the source mentions chronic hip pain from inauthentic journeys. Wow.
Yeah, a very literal somatic consequence of being misaligned, held back from your true path. The core issue is mistaking the spectacle, Leo shadow, for real purpose, Sagittarius truth. It's ego inflation performing adventure instead of living it. A definite cautionary tale about authenticity.
Okay, important warning. And path 3, the cosmic ringmaster.
This one arises from channeling the synergy between your 5th house creativity and joy and your 10th house legacy and authority.
How does that manifest? Creating wisdom carnivals, merging theater and philosophy. That sounds fun.
Right. The soul choice here is about crowning collective awakening, not just your own. The source even pictures a Truth and Crown festival, like outdoor philosophy raves, plus leadership workshops, potentially trending during that Mars and Leo time.
So using your unique creative leadership to spark something in others.
Exactly. These 3 paths really lay out the stakes for 2025. Build legacy through wisdom, get lost in ego, or elevate the collective through your unique blend of radiant truth.
Okay, so wrapping up the core message, the source gives the 2025 mandate a final call to action.
Yeah, it really hammers home the identity piece again. Your Leo rising isn't vanity, it's your sun signature, your sovereignty. Your Sagittarius sun isn't restlessness, it's the cosmos loading truth heroes through you, reframing potential challenges as strength.
And it gives specific instructions tied to the transits. Like when Pluto vaporizes dogmas, 9H, the instruction is, build observatories where ancestors meet adventure.
Such a great image. As old beliefs crumble, create spaces for new vision, observatories, but integrate ancestral wisdom with future exploration. Don't throw out the past, blend it with your quest, rebuild your worldview consciously.
And when Saturn spiritualizes legacy, 10H, remember, true kings mentor future monarchs.
Shifts the focus entirely. Leadership isn't just about personal achievement, it's about empowerment. Your legacy is measured by who you uplift, who you guide.
And for Jupiter igniting those networks, 11H, starting in May, the crown must illuminate their path, not blind them.
Use your Leo radiance, your leadership presence, to genuinely guide and light the way for the communities you connect with, not just be the dazzling center of attention that obscures their view. Service over spectacle.
And the final lines of the mandate.
Let your roar shake complacency. Let your quest redefine royalty. Use your voice, challenge the status quo, and let your journey expand what leadership and sovereignty even mean.
Powerful stuff. The source also boils it down to a sovereignty code, just 2 sentences.
I explore as royalty. I reign as a pilgrim.
Oh, that perfectly captures the blend. The Leo King and the Sagittarius Pilgrim synthesized. A great daily mantra.
Definitely. And there are a couple of final cosmic notes, other key dates. A solar eclipse in Libra, October 2nd. It reboots partnerships.
And the advice is to seek allies who mirror your own radiant integrity.
Makes sense. As you step more fully into this authentic, sovereign self, look for partners, romantic, business, whatever, who resonate with that same level of strength and inner alignment.
And one more. Venus retrograde in Leo, July 22nd to September 3rd, testing creative authenticity.
Right when Mars is also blazing through Leo. So a double focus on your Leo energy. Venus retrograde asks you to review your values, especially around self-worth, creativity, maybe even romance. Are you creating and showing up from genuine inner truth or just for external applause? A crucial check-in time. So yeah, as you move through 2025, it's about really navigating that dynamic dance, your inherent Leo radiance, your Sagittarian quest for truth, and these powerful cosmic shifts, especially around beliefs, creativity, career, and community.
The potential the source lays out is huge to truly embody that sovereign explorer and build a legacy that's both wise and adventurous.
As our cosmic journey concludes,
dive deeper into your unique path.
Request your email audio reading now.
Find the link in the description below.
Explore episode resources and links.
All details are waiting for you there.
Ignite, think, become.
Subscribe for Starlight Insights. Thank you for joining us.